What would you say is the most neglected doctrine in many churches today? In other words, of the whole panoply of evangelical truths that most Christians hold to, which one is rarely ever mentioned, let alone celebrated? I suggest to you it is the doctrine of the Ascension. Consider this a moment. When was the last time your own church celebrated the Ascension, the way we celebrate Christmas or Good Friday or Easter? And yet the Ascension, when God's Son took his place at the right hand of the Father on the throne of the universe, the Ascension is the capstone of all the rest. Without the Ascension, everything else Jesus accomplished by his incarnation, crucifixion, and resurrection would all be null and void. Ephesians chapter 4 tells us that Jesus ascended into the highest heavens in order, and these are the words the Bible uses, in order to fill the entire universe with himself. That means right now, Jesus the Christ is filling the universe with his presence, with his sovereignty, with his activity. Well, that's one way to describe the central theme of the Christ Institutes as we explore and experience this spectacular supremacy of God's Son. We look at who he is right now in his ascension in 7 key dimensions: who he is to us and for us, over us, before us, within us, through us, and upon us. And in this session, session 2, we dig into what the Bible teaches about who Christ is in that first dimension, who he is to us right now. In other words, what distinguishes the Lord Jesus from all other persons in the universe in terms of his nature, his qualities, his characteristics, in terms of his very being as both God and man. Who is he in himself, quite apart from anything he is doing? That's what we'll explore in session 2, and I invite you to join me.